trout are rising for the mayfly, and the sun is shining down on the valley. Hope to be a fly fish to the day that I die. Spring has thawed out the long bitter winter. The water is clear and the skies are blue. I'm standing in the middle of the Delaware River. Might even catch and release one or two. Life is good when I'm wading the river. Gets even better when I cast a fly. If I catch a trout, it don't really matter. It's fun just to be here and give it a try. Stoneflies and caddis in the riffles are plenty. Mayflies are courting on fragrant breeze. The cedar wax wings come down from the heavens, wait for their dinner up in the pine trees. Trout is rising in the far eddy. I make a false cast, then take my aim. If he takes the fly, I'd feel so much better, and if he doesn't, I'll feel no shame. The water is cold and my waders leak. It's raining now on my favorite stream. I'll bear it all, just fish with a feather, so when I sleep I will have a sweet dream. Life is good when I'm wading a river. Gets even better when I cast a fly. Trout, it don't really matter. It's fun just to be here and give it a try. Ripples and waves, pools and eddies, trout are rising for the dry fly, and the sun is shining down on the valley. Hope to be a fly fishing till the day that I die. Spring has thawed out the long bitter winter. The water is clear and the skies are blue. I'm standing in the middle of the Beaver Kill River. Might even catch and release one or two. Ripples and waves, pools and eddies, trout are rising for the dry fly. The interstate, taken in the land, wider than a Cadillac, longer than a van. Capacity 16 children, 4 tubes full toothpaste, 3 tanks for the gasoline, 2 tanks for the waste. RV. Front seat, country on the radio, Tim and Jim at the table, rock on the stereo, Zulu in the back room, trumpet and clarinet, Sissy still in the bathroom, and Junior's pants are wet. RV. Cowboys riding velvet saddles, horses made of fiberglass, they fly. Air-conditioned wagons cross the prairie. Pioneering spirit never dies. RV. watch with wonder. Bikers are afraid. Rangers take aspirin. Animals run away. Truckers see a roadblock. Wagons see a wall. Compacts see a mountain. Horses see a stall. RV. Jersey to Miami without stopping. Texas to Alaska in one day. Stories of these heroes are astounding. Prices and the tolls they had to pay. RV. If you're out there cruising on a U.S. interstate and you see this great white wonder, please make no mistake. On a road there's no justice. Might always makes right. This Herman yacht is a king of the road, so you better get that right. RV. Whoa, girl. Hey folks, Kurt here for Riffles and Waves. That was a Dana Lyons song that I just sang, and since it's summertime, it's travel, you're going to see RVs out there, and no offense if you have one, but that's just a song about RVs, okay? Take it for what it is, okay? Now, I hope you have been watching the show throughout the whole season, and I hope you've enjoyed the many things I've talked about. We've talked about safety on the river, fly tying techniques and fly tying patterns, all the tools you need to fly tie and all that stuff. I showed you how to put your fly fishing gear together, all the knots you need to know. Again, we talked about safety down at Rock Bottom Dam. We talked about trout in the classroom, I think, and we also did a conservation program. We did a show on geology of a stream with we did that on Wolf Park there with a friend, colleague of mine. So I've tried to do a variety of topics for the show. Again, without questions or responses from the audience, I kind of just make up the show on my own. Oh, we did a show about kayaks too. We had my kayak in there, and I talked about how kayaks can help you find fish on the stream. If you think of surfing a wave, or if there's an eddy and you can surf the side of the eddy if you were underwater. I mean, there's a vertical wave there. All in all, it's been a pretty good season. We've been having trouble this year on the Beaverkill. The Beaverkill and Willow Weemock have been warming up very high. The last 11 days have been over 80 degrees here in New York State, and it's only June. And the Beaverkill is running almost at 100 cubic feet per second. Now, that gets some of its water from the Willow Weemock, so you can see how low the Willow Weemock is and how low the Beaverkill is. So those rivers there are under a great deal of stress this summer already. So I haven't really fished those streams, and the word is that they have stocked the Beaverkill. The flood pretty much moved all the fish out of there, and when I did go down there, I saw very few bugs and insects, but then I've heard other reports that there's been a lot of insects, so that could have just been that day. But again, the Beaverkill has been stocked with some large trout thanks to DEC, and hopefully we'll get some regeneration going on in the beaver kill, and everything will be fine out there in the next couple of years. That flood was a tremendous amount of water. It was like almost 50,000 cubic feet per second. Now, if you think in terms of a stream, that was more water than what was flowing through the Susquehanna on that same day. So you look at the size of the Susquehanna, and then you look at the size of the beaver kill, and all you can say is, oh my gosh, you know, that's a lot of water. I wish I had gone down and gotten some videotape of it, because that was probably a 500-year record flood, and it would have been nice to have some video footage of it, but most of the roads were closed down there, so I don't know how I would have even gotten down there. But the Delaware has been fishing great this season. The cornudas are hatching in the middle of the day. That's a big olive, and I've been tying some of those lately. If you know how to tie your basic mayfly, just do an olive. Just do a size 14 blue-winged olive, and you'll be just fine with the cornuda hatch. Tan caddis, size 18, have been coming out all day long. I caught a real nice trout last week on a sulfur, size 14 or maybe a size 16 sulfur parachute. That was a real nice fly. I also witnessed a real spectacle last week. I was down on the below Balls Eddy, fishing down there with Butch Bliznick from a buddy of mine over at Carp Printing. We were down there, and for 2 hours I watched these fish come 2 to 3 feet out of the water to take dragonflies, and these were big dragonflies, so it was quite a spectacle. Needless to say, I didn't catch any of those fish because I don't have a dragonfly fly that I can hover over the water. I mean, you'd almost have to make a little remote-controlled lure that you would fly over the water, you know, and I don't think anybody's going to do that. But that would be kind of neat, come to think of it. Little remote-controlled helicopter fly that you would have your line attached to, and you'd fly it over that section and have the fish. That would be pretty cool. I'll have to get a patent on that idea right there. Anyway, the Delaware's been working real great. I've caught some really nice fish from Deposit all the way down to Hancock and below, up until the water's warmed up below Hancock. But from Hancock to Deposit has been phenomenal this year, and because of the releases, they've been maintaining a minimum of like 325 in that area, which isn't a lot of water, but it's enough to keep it cold enough to protect the trout and the insects in that river. So without that protection, those fish are going to be in trouble. So I hope, to the best of my abilities, that this show has helped you learn about fly fishing, the habitat, your responsibility as a person in the outdoors. You know, go out and have fun. Go out and get a kayak and go whitewater kayaking, go canoeing, go fishing. Go out and enjoy the outdoors of New York State and Pennsylvania and the Northeast here, but keep it clean. Always pick up trash wherever you go and put it in a bag and take it home with you, okay? Try to leave every place that you visit a little cleaner than the way you found it. That way, all of us will be able to enjoy our great outdoors and have a better time doing it. Now, this is a sad day because it is the last show of Season 3 of Riffles and Waves, and I thank all my viewers for watching the last 2 years, and I kind of repeat the shows each year, and I dress them up a little bit more, or maybe not, but I've got a lot of footage from the last 3 years. But my goal is to basically give you a basic fly fishing experience, okay? Now, if you have a precise question that you would like to see on the show next year, or an idea for next year's show, feel free to email me anytime at avkurt, that's Apple Victor Kurt, avkurt at mac, C-O-M. So feel free to call or email me and send me your ideas for next year's show, something that you have a question on, a particular fly or something you would like to see tied on the show. I'll try to get it on next year. Again, this summer I start going into production. I start shooting video footage for next year's show. So anytime I go fishing, if I go up to Skinny Atlas Lake or when I go up to the Au Sable, I hope to get some footage from some of my fishing trips here, and I will try to get them into the show next year. But again, it's a sad day because it's the last show of the season, and I look forward to seeing you on the stream or hearing from you on email about next year's show. And I guess I'm gonna just leave it at that and say happy trails. We'll see you next year, starting sometime around January, I hope. And we'll do season 4 of Riffles and Waves. And until then, be safe, have fun, and learn something new.
A remote pond in the Adirondack Park. A classic Catskill stream. Lake Ontario, the Finger Lakes, and their many tributaries. The Hudson and Delaware River drainages. All of these scenes are part of New York State's great fishing heritage. New York State is somewhat unusual in that there is a wide variety of fishing habitat available within a few hours' drive of a major metropolitan center. Many acres of excellent trout water, in fact, have been created through the development of the system of reservoirs that provides New York City with drinking water. In recent years, however, population growth and land development has sometimes limited public access to certain streams. Acid rain deposition continues to plague our mountain lakes and ponds. Poor farming practices have contributed to siltation and stream bank erosion. And toxic contamination, as well as non-point source pollution, is a continuing blight. What can we do to help preserve our precious waters, to maintain and develop fisheries for ourselves and future generations? The New York State Council of Trout Unlimited is addressing this question. Trout Unlimited was founded by a small group of Michigan anglers concerned by the declining quality of trout fishing in that state's Au Sable River. From this modest beginning in 1959, the volunteer organization has expanded to a national level with over 400 chapters and 65,000 members nationwide. New York State is currently one of the largest state councils with almost 6,000 members as of September 1989. Let's consider a few examples of what Trout Unlimited has done to help preserve and enhance New York's fishing heritage. Through cold water releases from the Pepacton and Cannonsville reservoirs, the east and west branches, as well as the main stem of the Delaware River, provide some of the finest wild trout habitat in the eastern United States. Trout Unlimited has been instrumental in negotiating adequate water releases and is continuing work to refine this release schedule to ensure preservation and growth of this great fishery. The New York State Council is also actively fighting proposals to chlorinate portions of the Groton watershed that are inhabited by trout. Trout Unlimited continues to aid the State Department of Environmental Conservation through recommendations regarding state acquisition of stream easements, the establishment of special regulations fishing areas, and the construction of angler parking and access areas. Trout Unlimited has actively supported the concept of ethical fishing, such as limiting one's catch to what will be immediately consumed. The New York State Council has annually sponsored a statewide trout forum so that anglers may gather in a social setting to share information. Trout Magazine is published 4 times annually by the National Office. It is sent free of charge to all Trout Unlimited members and contains articles on various aspects of trout fishing by well-known authors. An old adage states that the whole is only as strong as its individual parts. And this is certainly true of the New York State Council of Trout Unlimited. Much of Trout Unlimited's mission statewide is carried out at the local level by individual Trout Unlimited chapters. Although there is some variation from chapter to chapter, most meet on a once or twice monthly basis. Many chapter meetings feature programs of general interest, such as a guest speaker, a video or slide presentation, or a live demonstration. Trout Unlimited chapters have been involved in many aspects of habitat development and maintenance. Greenbelting, or limiting traffic and cultivation along each bank of a stream, is an effective means of reducing bank erosion. Greenbelting is often accompanied by the planting of willows or similar well-rooted plants that will help stabilize the stream bank. Sometimes the placement of a more extensive structure, such as a pool digger, is necessary to provide oxygenation and cover for trout. Stream cleanups are an excellent way for a chapter to improve the aesthetic quality of a fishery. Needless to say, the cleanups go a long way to enhance the image of fishermen with respect to local landowners. Trout Unlimited chapters play an important role in the community by providing information on local environmental issues and by sponsoring clinics on various aspects of angling, such as rod building or fly tying. Many chapters work directly with local school systems and with youth groups such as the Boy Scouts and 4-H. Trout Unlimited is firmly committed to working with young people. If we can instill a sense of pride and responsibility for the environment in successive generations of fishermen, we can ensure the perpetuation of high-quality sport fishing. How can you help preserve New York's fishing heritage? It's easy. If you are currently a Trout Unlimited member, don't be a deadhead. Get involved. Help out with your chapter's banquet. Help out with raffles and other fundraisers. Take part in community education projects. Get your feet wet with a stream cleanup. Teach a kid to fish, or show up for your club's annual fishing day. If you are not currently a Trout Unlimited member, we hope that this presentation will be an inspiration to join us. Membership in Trout Unlimited can give you access to the latest information concerning equipment, fishing conditions, and fishing techniques that can make you a better fisherman. But the real reward of membership is the knowledge that you're helping to protect and to enhance a fine fishing heritage, and to preserve this heritage for future generations.
Down to the river the way I usually do. How was I to know someone would be there fishing too? So I asked if I could fish my way upstream. He looked at me and smiled, said, "It's all right with me." Brookies, browns, and rainbows, and mayflies on the hatch. Give me brookies, browns, and rainbows, and one I hope to catch. Proceeded to start fishing with a tiny sulfur fly. Since they were hatching and they filled the sky, saw a steady riser behind a big rock. Feeding one by one, like the ticking of a clock. Brookies, browns, and rainbows, mayflies on the hatch. Give me brookies, browns, and rainbows, one I hope to catch. So I cast just above the trout that did rise. On the first cast, he took the fly, rod bent like a bow. He was stringing out. I said to myself, man, this is a good trout. Fish began to layer, and he was released. He swam back to the pool with gentle ease. The day will live long in my memory. Somewhere down the road, I hope that I will see brookies, browns, and rainbows, and mayflies on the hatch. Give me brookies, browns, and rainbows.
Nelson!
What?
I came home and told you that very thing, but you didn't pay me. No, never mind.
I did too.
Did not.
I did too.
You put your car in and you went back to play that stupid game.